In this week's parasha Bamidbar, we learn the formations of the Jewish people around the Aron Kodesh, the special placement of each of the tribes surrounding the Mishkan, surrounding the Ohel Moed in the center. And Chazal tells us a great, great praise for the Jewish people. Because what had happened was that at Matan Torah, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu came down, opened up the heavens and gave us the Torah, the Jewish people got a glimpse of the holy Merkava, the holy chariot, so to speak, of God. And surrounding the holy Merkava were four angels. We had Gavriel, we had Michael, we had Raphael, we had Uriel, the letters of Gemara. We had ourselves these four angels up on top, surrounding Hashem's holy chariot. And we said, and we prayed to Hashem, please, can we have it down below as well? Just like you have honor guards in the Shamayim, can we be your honor guards down below? Can we be your Galim? Can we be your banners? Can we be your emblem, your insignia? Can we ourselves be your honor guards down below? And we had such a great desire for that Hashem said, wow, unbelievable, I'm going to do that down below. And in this week's parasha, we learn about their formations. We learn that we had 3 tribes on the east, 3 tribes on the south, 3 tribes on the west, 3 tribes in the north, and then we have in the middle the different families of Levi and the Kohanim surrounding the Mishkan, and we totally surround HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Aron, the holy tabernacle, just like the holy chariot above was surrounded by the angels, and that's a great praise for the Jewish people. Now, a couple of months ago, I saw in one of my news WhatsApp groups here in Israel, we're kind of glued to the news, and on a bunch of WhatsApp groups that deal with like daily news, and especially since the war started, we want to get updates, see what's going on. So I saw a report on March 16th. This was Shushan Purim here in Israel, and I was like, whoa. You know, we have like the simple interpretation of what's going on in the world, but there's so many deeper levels. If we just open up our eyes, HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows what he's doing, and we're really connecting ourselves back to so much bigger ideas. So here is a report. This is a statement from the IDF, translated into English, says as follows. The IDF spokesman updates that 3 F-35i Adir aircrafts manufactured by Lockheed Martin landed last week at the Nebatim Air Base. So basically, 3 special warplanes known as the F-35i Adir. Now, Adir is an important word over here. Adir is spelled Aleph Daled Yud Resh. So he says we have 3 Adir planes landed in Israel. And then these 3 aircrafts will join the Air Force of the Lions of the South Squadron, is Squadron 116, known in Hebrew as the Arayot HaDarom, the Lions of the South. So these 3 planes are now joining the Lions of the South. Now, on a fun aspect, I was thinking, we have the Lions of the South. The lion is normally known as Yehuda. We have ourselves the planes joining the Lions of the South. The plane sometimes can be seen as a nesher, as an eagle. We know the eagle is Dan, according to the Ibn Ezra. So we have ourselves our Dan and Yehuda connection. Okay, those are side ideas. That's not the main point I want to get to. But we have these 3 aircraft joined the bigger squadron, and the Air Force emblem. We're speaking about in our parsha about symbols and about insignias and about colors and flags. So we the Air Force emblem was placed onto the marked the planes. And then it says, since the outbreak of the war, the Adir fleet had conducted over 15,000 sha'ot tisa, over 15,000 operational hours in different mivtzayot, in different missions, and it took place in all different types of reasons. Thousands of different things were done by these by this fleet of the Adir, and then they have a direct quote from the IDF. Marbit ha-bechirim b'Hezbollah u'b'Hamas chuselu al-yedei ma'arach Adir, which means that the most senior officials in Hezbollah and in Hamas have been eliminated by the Adir fleet. Okay, that's a direct quote from the IDF. So it got me thinking, the Adir fleet, and like what a name, Now, I don't know why the IDF called it the Adir fleet. And Adir can mean like a majestic or can mean mighty. So probably they're saying this is the mighty, strong fleet. It's the Adir fleet. But I saw an unbelievable Dvar Torah a while ago in the name of the Shlach Kadosh. The Shlach Kadosh on Masechet Shavuot, Perek Torah, or Ot Kuf Gimel. He writes as follows. We have a pasuk in Tehillim, and the pasuk in Tehillim says, Adonai Adonenu Ma'adir Shimcha B'chol Haaretz. Hashem, our God, Ma'adir Shimcha, how glorious, how majestic, how mighty is your name, B'chol Haaretz, down in the Aretz, down below. So Says the Mishla Kadosh, Shamalachim hibiu bekach et hitpa'ulutam miseder degalim shel Yisrael ba'aretz. The angels were they were so astonished, they were so impressed by the order of the degalim, by the order of the flags, the way we ordered ourselves down below of the Jewish people on the aretz. Shehu dugmat daled machnot hashchina misaviv v'kisei hakavod. That mimics, that copies the daled machnot hashchina, that copies the different sections above of the angels that are surrounding Hashem's holy throne. Sheken Adir, who are Rashi Tevot shel Arbat HaShabatim, Nosei Arba'ata Degalim, because the word Adir. Ma'adir Shimcha, your name is so Adir on the Aretz down below. What does Adir mean? Adir stands for Rashi Tevot. It stands for Ephraim, Dan, Yehuda, and Reuven. Adir, Ephraim, Dan, Yehuda, and Reuven, which means that those are the four tribes that led each of the four corners. So when you have these four leading the tribes, when you have this unity of the Jewish people, these honor guards, so to speak, of Kadosh Baruch Hu, who desire so much to surround the Shekhinah, so that's Ma'adir Shimcha B'chol Haaretz. When they see this, the angels say, wow, God, look at how mighty your name is down below, because the Jewish people down below are organizing themselves around you, just like we organize ourselves around you up in the Shamayim. So based on that, I was thinking, okay, now it makes a lot of sense. Why is it the Adir fleet that's destroying all of the greatest enemies? Because the Adir fleet symbolizes the Jewish people's desire to be those honor guards of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but to do it together in this level of unity, this level of circling of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and when we have that koach, all of our enemies are going to fall. Shabbat Shalom.